with my girl, the lawyer. I can't think of her name in this
Oh,
morning.
we're live. We're live.
We're live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, fam. How are you doing? I'm gonna find it on my Facebook page just so that I make sure. Plus, I like to share it with everybody. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. I'm so excited to be here with you this evening. I just want to give the universe gratitude, thanksgiving for you for tuning in every week to listen to me. Thank you for the email messages, the text messages, encouraging me to do the work that I'm doing. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am just beyond elation having this amazing queen here with me, our very own icon, Nikki Thomas. Y'all, she is in the house. She is in the house. I've been wanting Nikki on my platform for forever. So I feel so honored and I'm all pumped up. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pumped up. Okay, Nikki, you're going to have to take my energy today, okay? You're going to
We were just talking about astrology before we actually went live. Okay, now I'm an Aquarius. Remind me of your sign again, Cheryl.
I'm fire, baby. I'm Sagittarius.
I thought, I was thinking to myself, I said, why? I said, she got to be either fire or water. Where once it starts moving, you cannot stop it and just get out of the way.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I love the energy, but us Aquarians, it's like we need, a little
Less.
alone time, but it's like our heads work like that, where there's all the ideas coming at us. So on the outside, we might look a little different. So I'm happy to be here. I really like being interviewed, Cheryl, and I always jump at the chance because, I'm on the other side of the mic a lot. And it's like this side is like, I want to get comfortable on this side too.
Right.
You know?
Well, I'm honored to interview you because you truly are a Bay Area icon. And if the world doesn't know about you, then tonight and today they're going to find out about you. And whether they listen now or they listen later, this is a queen that you definitely want to hear about or hear from. And just not only your journey and all the things that you do, but your business savvy and what you're doing and creating in your world. We really, really do need to learn from you. Again, I'm here right now sharing this with as many people as I possibly can.
That's what I need to do too. Then I'm trying to.
I really want people to not only to chime in, but I want you to be active. This is not a platform where it's about a monologue. This is truly about a dialogue. And the only way that we can have a dialogue is if you participate. And the conversation that we're having is one that is going to uplift and inspire and educate you. So I want to get as many people on board. So first of all, I want to say welcome. I want to say that this is the Fit Live, and Fit Live was developed as a way to curate other awesome Black women and women of color in a centralized location where you can come learn about them and all the many ways that they're navigating through this amazing world that we're living in. And I have everybody on my platform has been an inspiration and have gained insight. We got Madeline Mackey on. Hey, girl Grant. Nikki Thomas going to set the internet on fire tonight. You already know.
I love Madeline. I saw her on your live and I immediately called her.
Did you?
I did. I immediately reached out. I said, sis, I need you in my life immediately. Okay, thank you very much. And
yes. Oh my gosh, she told me, I happened to talk to her too, because we both are a part of the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce. I actually sit on the board as vice chair, but Madeline is very active and she's very powerful. And I've also had her on this platform. So she has been doing some amazing work. And anybody who needs a career coach, then you need to call Madeline Mackey.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's is it Virgo? Because she sets me straight.
Oh my Virgos will do that, won't they? Virgos will do that. Okay, so guys, I want to say to you, because I want to get started. You can already tell. I don't know where that ding is coming from.
That's from me. I'm not sure why this is.
Don't worry. But
see if I turn it off.
I want to first start off and just say I'm so excited again to be here. I want to share with you a little bit about who I am and what we do. We're here to highlight both the journey and the success stories of professionals and entrepreneurs of color. We want to explore all the important and necessary information to help guide, inspire, and encourage all aspiring business owners and professionals of color. We plan to equip them with both specific and concrete examples, tools, tips, and tricks to lead them toward their own success, not only in business, but in life. Are you ready to get fit? Fit is truly about a mental construct. Fit means faith, intuition, and tenacity. When you have the ability to see with your spiritual eye,
Mm,
to see, you learn to trust internally your GPS system so that you can execute and create what God has put you on this planet to do. Fit is about that, getting you mentally ready. So when I ask, are you ready to get fit? It is a true question from the heart. I want to introduce this amazing diva to you, and I'm going to read her outline, but I'm also going to give you a personal testimony because I can. I have had the opportunity to experience Nikki so many different times, and the experiences have always been amazing. Nikki Thomas is an experienced on-air personality with a demonstrated history of working in the broadcast media industry, skilled in audio editing, radio advertising editing, public speaking, and radio strong media and communications professional with a Bachelor of Arts focused in broadcast communications from Xavier University in New Orleans. She
hmm
is your afternoon host, 3 to 8 p.m. on 102.9 KBLX. She's a dynamic and motivational speaker, a host at Emcee, and a certified yoga instructor. Nikki uses her unique combination of skills and talents to heal, motivate, and empower our communities. She's an Aquarius, an 80s kid, and she can easily be spotted because of her beautiful hair. And follow her everywhere on social media at Nikki Thomas TV. I want to say, Nikki, welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's my favorite part. And before we even jump in, I was on live earlier today on my pages, and we talked about how radio is a really cool gig. It's probably like a dream job for a lot of people. It's my job to uplift, to entertain, to show you all the great parts, but it's my job to also show you the not just the behind the scenes, but the behind the scenes spiritually, because you were just preaching about the spiritual eye.
Yes.
It's like I don't want anybody to think that I'm not going through the same things everybody else is going through. I might have the tools and some resources. So what I'm here to do is to share the tools and the breakthroughs and the resources with people because we're on the journey together, So I like to keep it 100, Cheryl. I like to keep it 100. And thank you for the opportunity to have a conversation. And that was a great introduction. It's like, usually I hear the introduction. I was like, oh, who is that? She sounds good. It's like, that's me, because, I think all of us might.
First of all, before we start, Rhea Cotton, welcome, welcome, welcome. She asked the question, my daughter needs a career coach. What's her name? Her name is Madeline Mackey. Madeline, put the contact information in and I'll flash it. They need to know you. You are amazing. So please do. Here's Nikki's information. I will flash it throughout the conversation so you know how to get to her. She is all things at Nikki Thomas TV, all social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. This is her handle. So please do. I will be marking that in. So I want to ask you, Nikki Thomas, what are you passionate about?
Ooh, girl, I'm really passionate about creating transformative spaces for women. I'm always a work in progress. And again, I explained at the beginning that I'm an Aquarius. So, bear with me. I like to just create spaces for women to create and claim breakthroughs in their lives, and when you're listening to the radio, even, hopefully that's coming through, even when it's just, me talking about some piece of content. That's really what I'm passionate about. It's like when you say, hey, what are you reading? What are you doing? It's always something to do with how to get deeper connected with spirit, or how to create a framework for the visions and the goals that I have, and how to translate that. I'm also a certified yoga instructor. So it's so important for us to, create rituals and spaces and communities where, women go from A to B. There's so many things out there that are misunderstood. We talk about meditation and what yoga is, for an example. When I tell people yoga's roots are in Africa, they say, wait, what? Yes, honey. It's not something foreign to us as Black women. This is in our roots. And when I, sit and I go through a meditation, oh man, that was so cool. I didn't think I could do it. There's nothing hard about it. We put struggle where struggle doesn't even need to be. We can be addicted to struggle and the same thoughts over and over again. And, it's conversations like this. I explained earlier today that sometimes there are people who are, charging, big money for things, but a lot of great gems can be found in places just like this. It's accessible, it's free, it's sisters coming together. You can change your life if you're just willing to receive and willing to disrupt the current programming.
Yes.
I hope I answered the question, because I can ramble.
Yes, you did, because that's what this space is about, and why I'm so honored to be with you. And I said earlier in your introduction, and you could tell Nikki and I Nikki's really good, and she expresses herself what I need you to do. But I also want to share, my experience of you is just that, Nikki. When we started off just working, doing Girls Rock, and that transformed into doing other things. We did the Best Me conference.
Best Me. Ooh, that was so good.
Was that not amazing? Oh my God.
Wonderful.
It was amazing. And it's all about what you're talking about, creating disruptive spaces. I feel that we're in a very interesting time in this world and in this life, and that our power truly lies in community. And when you talked about Africa, that's our roots, and exactly. And community is everything. And how you do it is everything. And one of the things I love most about you is that you're willing to be transparent and authentic. And so you today, I happen to, Nikki has on air, if you guys have not tapped into it, the Prosper Project.
The Prosperity Project. That's the name of my live stream. I go live once a week on my pages and on YouTube. And then this Sunday, I have something called the I Am Ritual. Because every now and then, Spirit just taps me and says, listen, let's make an offering for the community. So it's a movement and meditation session. And the words I am, we're tapping into the power of I am to create a new image of yourself. Because when you change your, let me back up. If you want to change your reality, you have to change your identity and how you see yourself.
Ooh, that was a nugget right there. If you say that again, I got to type that. If you want
to change your reality, you have to change your identity. You have to change how you see yourself. So when you say I am, whatever you fill in that blank with, you know what I'm saying? Spirit in your subconscious mind is going to set about to make it happen, and you have to fill that blank in with some good things. And the problem is that we have these little affirmations that we stick on our Post-it notes. You know what I'm saying? And we don't really believe that we're the person to make that thing happen. That is why the affirmations don't work.
Did I say that right? You have to change your identity?
Yeah. Your self-image. And it's not as easy as it may seem, but we have to start digging deep and putting in the work every day and coming back to the present moment. Because if you have an old version of yourself and a new version of yourself, the old version is not going to go down without a fight.
Ooh, girl, speak.
The old version of you is not going to go down without a fight. You can't just snap your fingers and be like, "Oh, I'm a new me." It might feel like a new you for a second, but all those crazy thoughts are going to come back tomorrow morning or next week. So you've really got to do the work. And I mean, throw everything you can imagine at this new version of yourself until bam, you're looking at it.
Well, I have a question for you, Nikki, with that. And
Mhm.
I love that you really explained that it's not something that happens or transforms overnight. You really got to do the work. And the work is you got to cut off social media. You got to cut off a lot of things and go inward because that's where the work begins. But one of the things I just experienced, I went to Atlanta to support my sister, and she lost her brother, and she's my
Mhm.
big sister. She lost her brother, and I went there to support her. And one of the things I was also able to witness while I was in Atlanta is these amazing Black women that were working together to help each other, especially in the world of entrepreneurship. And one of the things that I know we do work together, but I think, especially in the Bay Area, we could do a whole lot better job and not just supporting a few, supporting as many as we can. You know,
Mhm.
they say when you go up, send the elevator back down. And how do you feel about that, Nikki? And in community and those who truly like, let's step up and change the game, especially here in Oakland, California, especially. Any thoughts?
Well, for me, I'll tell a little bit of the backstory. I'm, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, and coming to the Bay Area was like, this is it. The dream is here. Everything that I wanted was here in the Bay. But the thing is, that part that you're talking about is very important because it's not a battle of, hey, is this the right place or not? Are these the right folks to make it? That's not the battle. The battle is on the inside. So the places that you're talking about, creating a place, a collective for people to go and you know become, or receive or open up or connect, um, because these things are simple. It's simple. Let me call this person. Some of the biggest things that have ever happened to me is the one phone call, one email, one text. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing place to make such a thing happen. And again, you can have all the right ingredients, but maybe you're not adding them to the pot at the right time. Maybe you're adding too much of this and not enough of this. So all the ingredients are there. I will absolutely say that. To me, the Bay Area is a magical, magical, magical place. I couldn't believe I got to live in a place that was so beautiful. It's like, wait, am I on vacation or is this really happening right now?
Wow.
So I really, this is it. This is one of the best places I've ever seen or been.
Yeah, I love the Bay Area too. And I am particularly hella love Oakland unapologetically.
Mm-hmm.
And you, Nikki, in your role as TV, or you have TV too, but in radio personality, you have an opportunity to engage with some of the most, I don't know, iconic figures. And it really, when we look at you, it's like, oh my God, what an amazing job. But I heard on your podcast today, and when you were talking about, yes, that's beautiful, but there's also another side of it. I'd love for you to share that other side.
Well, just like I explained before, your old self is always in there. A lot of people say is, how you say that you got the devil and the angel on your shoulder. That's really the old you.
Yes.
That's the old programming. So what I will say, there is a lot of work that goes into doing the things. Um, and again, we talk about our circles and our communities. Having someone who will push you into this new version is very important. And I'm going to shout out Elroy Smith. He was a former program director at KBLX who literally pushed me into some spaces. And I'll tell you a little story if you guys remember, if you've been, with KBLX for the duration, that I started out morning show and did mornings for a long time. And when I got let go, in radio, they say, hey, that either you're going to be let go. It's like nobody makes it out unscathed without getting let go at least once. So happened. I'm 45 years old. I was like, maybe I'm done with radio. But radio pulled me back in, and he's like, well, how do you feel about, being on in the afternoon? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, all I've ever done is mornings. I think I'm a morning show person. And he said, because he was not from the Bay, he said, I don't see you as a morning person. I've never heard you in the morning. I don't know anything about you in the morning. I see you as an afternoon person. That's what I know. That's what I see. So there was a little resistance there, but I wasn't stupid. I'm like, hey, I'll take the opportunity. Let me just jump in. So, honey, listen, I think people think that once you do it, everything about the job is easy. That's not the truth. You have to recreate. We're just talking about the self-image. That's why I had to throw the story in there. How I saw myself had to change. So when, it was a few years ago, we had a mix show, and the show was just so many things happening. Again, people think that there's a producer or an engineer, and they just say, hey, time for you to talk. They point and then you talk. No, boo-boo, I'm flying the spaceship the whole time.
Right.
There's editing happening. If we say, hey, there's a winner, we got to get in here and edit this winner down the way we want it to be. Okay, so there is some serious stuff going on. My show used to make me sweat all the time. It's a whole lot different now, but I used to sweat. And everybody in the building, do not come in this room while I'm doing my show. I have to focus. I got stuff to do. It's almost like you're mixing, but it's a lot going on in real time. Radio is not quite so real time nowadays, but it was real time radio. It made me sweat. It made me grow. It made me dig. It made me cling harder to my community because people were supporting. Everybody that called to be like, hey, I love you. And they'd be like, okay, this lady is weird, because I just appreciated that people were like, Nikki, I'm so glad that you're back. I'm so, so it's a lot of soul searching. I said all that to say that once. It's a lot of soul searching. It's a lot of skill sharpening. It's a lot of digging deep and running out there when you're scared as hell.
I love everything that you just said. And Madeline, just to tag on to that, because she just was saying here that I'm known for picking up the phone, calling somebody. But what she said that stood out for me is a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Pick up the phone and reach out. And what tagged that is when you were talking about Elroy and pushing you into corners that you sometimes resist. And sometimes in our growth, we need to be pushed. And it's about who we surround ourselves. Who is your tribe? Who is your tribe?
It's so important. And please understand that just like we get out here and pursue relationships, you got to pursue your tribe.
Please speak that.
You got to reach out. I'm not, and I really need to, the phone call is I still got a little social anxiety, y'all. Let me just put that out there. Because I don't want people to think that, hey, she's no, honey, there's plenty of anxieties in here, especially now during the pandemic. Sometimes that's a little harder for me, but I will do an email or a text. Hey, sis, how you doing? Let's do X, Y, Z. So again, it's like there was a fear. And the thing is, it was in a book, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, the same lady that wrote Eat, Pray, Love. She wrote another book called Big Magic.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Oh, it's many years old. It's very good.
Is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to get that. It's Big Magic by
Elizabeth Gilbert.
Okay.
So what she says, and it's very true, you're gonna be scared. And to me, and there's another lady, if you're familiar with Mel Robbins, she said, don't call it fear, call it excitement. And I think that is very spot on. This is exciting and exhilarating. It feels like fear, but I'm good. Because sometimes I'm terrified until I press that on button. And when I press the on button, I'm good. I'm good. Jump in the water, learn how to swim real quick, So being pushed into the spaces, again, it was frightening. There were a lot of great connections. It's like the phone calls would kind of sound like, hey, Nikki, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, of course I was going to work. He said, but tomorrow you're interviewing Jesse Jackson.
Right.
Tomorrow you're interviewing Maxwell. Tomorrow you're interviewing Wendy Williams. So this is my livelihood. This is my job. This is my career. So whatever it is, I need to become it in 24 hours. Get my edges together and get my tail in that seat on that microphone.
I understand.
So sometimes the things that are the scariest and that are coming at you very quick are wonderful blessings because they're pulling you forward before you feel ready.
Ooh.
Sometimes you can think you're not ready. You just don't feel ready. You don't feel comfortable. And you're not supposed to feel comfortable, fam. You're not supposed to feel comfortable.
Did you hear that, family? You're not supposed to feel
You're
comfortable.
not supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be a little bit scared all the time. Not terrified, not having nightmares, not breaking down, but you're supposed to be a little bit scared all the time. Because the things that you pray for, let's imagine if they just every week it would be a new thing that you prayed for. You got to start running. Your feet got to start moving. So
Right.
even if
They also say, Nikki, be careful what you ask for, because Dominique just said blind faith, because the thing about it is we tend to look at problems, when we look at a problem, as an obstacle, which it could be an obstacle, but they're really stepping stones, because everything you get through is going to make you stronger. If it don't kill you, it's going to make you stronger.
absolutely.
Embracing it and not resisting it, that helps us.
And back to the big magic book, because I didn't say what she said in the book. She said fear is going to be on every trip, but don't let fear drive the car. Make fear sit in the back seat.
Ooh.
You know, you're gonna be here. You know what? I see you back there in the rear view, but just chill. I'm driving the car. I'm in control. I'm running the spaceship. And again, those were the most exhilarating moments of my career when I was a little bit afraid and a little bit behind and feeling some kind of way. So all you can do is prepare and stay in action. I was going to say stay ready, but you know what I mean? We depend on our feelings when we say whether we're ready or not. So, jump on opportunities. Do I have the first step in my head? And if you got the first step, the second step is only going to come to you after you start moving on that first step anyway.
Exactly. My mentor, Les Brown, many of you know Les Brown is my mentor. Les said to me, Cheryl, you have a gift. And I was in corporate at the time, and he said, you need to be speaking, public speaking, inspiring others. And I said, Les, I can't do this. He said, don't worry, just jump off the cliff. You'll develop your wings on the way down. That is a scary thought. But
it's scary. It's scary. But let me tell you something.
Yes.
We talked about staying in the present moment earlier today.
Yes.
The present moment. A lot of you, I think for me, the magic formula is preparing so much, but not too much. Because let's say if I'm preparing to speak somewhere, because if you remember the Best Me conference, that was one of the best times I've ever had.
We had a ball.
We had a blast.
Amazing. It was amazing.
It was a very well put together event. And if an event is very well put together and they say, here's what we want you to say, here's the order, here's everybody's, everything is together, then I can put my flair on it. Not a lot of preparation, because the energy in the room it's what it's going to be at that moment. I can't predict it. I got to step into it and ride the wave. If you're trying to surf, nobody can tell you how many waves are going to come, what the energy is going to be in the ocean when you get out there. You have to just be ready and go moment by moment. I've heard of a lot of people who speak, and there was a woman who said she just could not get her brain to write a speech. She could not. She said, and when she stepped out, everything came to her in perfect form. Now, I don't recommend that.
First, just downloaded her. But do you think, Nikki, because of the Best Me conference, so first of all, it was designed by Black women, and I've had her on my platform. She is amazing. It had a predominantly 99.9% Black audience, and all the speakers were Black, and you didn't have to come in and everybody was authentic. It was just authenticity. I could say words that they would automatically get. Sis, how you doing? And
we did, Cheryl. We did. We had we talked about, hey, being a Black woman and telling our ages is fun for us, and we just had a good laugh about that.
I try not to, though, but sometimes people tell it for me, but it's okay.
I think there was a meme on social media and it says, everybody told us that getting older was scary. And it's like, no, the truth is I really love this. I get to have been here for X amount of years.
Yes.
Right. And I love to put it out there. I'm 51. I turned 51 this year. Blessing.
60 in December.
Girl. What? Wait, what? Say that again. No, Cheryl. Hush your mouth, girl.
It is what it is, boo.
Shut your mouth.
And can I tell you, I've never felt better emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I have my challenges as being an entrepreneur.
Right.
As a woman, I've never felt better.
We have no reason. We have no reason to feel any other way. There's so many blessings that, you know what I'm saying, that we have. Again, we got the dewiness and the youth and the vibrancy, and we get to have been on the planet for 50 years and 60 years. We have I can't be anything but happy. Are you crazy? It's like, no, I don't want to tell my age. I want everybody to understand that this is what it looks like. This is when you're talking about 50 and 60. Okay, I saw these two sisters on the thing and they said they was 50 and 60. So, it's why not? And again, we have to talk to each other about these things. Yes. We have to talk to each other. Because wait a minute, I thought it was a scary. No, it's not scary. That part ain't scary at all. So we just have to stay in good practice when it comes to what we're eating. And I'm working on myself right now because this pandemic has been very rough mentally for me personally. I know I'm not right at full potential like I would like. So coming back into spaces where eating healthy, getting the exercise, connecting with your community, because that's your mental health right there, staying connected and staying nourished like you're supposed to. So it's, it's a wonderful journey.
I'm going to tell you, this platform is called FIT, and FIT is a play on words, but it also is for being fit, and not only mentally fit, but physically fit, because they do go hand in hand. And I'm a firm believer, Nikki, at the ripe age of 55, I entered into a competition that I never even thought I had the possibility, never entering a competition before, and became Miss Olympia. And that was one of the most gratifying times in my life because it showed me mind over matter. And what we have to do is everything you're talking about, the conversations that we're having with each other. That's why these platforms and your platform is so important. The question is, people, those that are listening in the audience, whether you're listening now or later, do you listen to them? And do you really take the time out? Because when you today, Nikki, in the middle of my day, I was doing 20,000 things. I just happened to see you were on live and I was listening to you. And you said, stop and breathe. And for a second, I thought, stop and breathe. I got 20 things to do, but I didn't. And I became present because a lot what was going on with me, because you started off saying, do you feel anxiety? Yes, I do. I got a lot to do, a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross. And I'm trying to, multitask and do all the things. And when you said that, I stopped. But a lot of times I think that we're so busy doing that we don't stop to be, like just in the moment, be, and be okay with being. Be okay with not filling it up with something. Be okay with not looking at somebody else's life on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever you go and living vicariously through them, and really getting in tune to you and what's important to you and where you're going in your life and what is it that you need. And if you don't take time to do that, then how do you know what to ask for?
Child, you're preaching now, Cheryl, because we have to know when to. There was a young lady on my show a few weeks ago. She's a young lady in Toronto. And she was teaching us how to work with your cycle, your hormones, because there are certain times of the month where, hey, you got all the energy. And then there's certain times you need to sit and receive and download. And you should schedule all of your work accordingly. So she was saying another tip that she gave us was separate your inner critic and your inner creator.
Ooh, that's a good one.
No, child. I said, wait a minute. Say it again, sis. Because the thing is, there's a certain time you should
separate your
inner critic and your inner creator. They're two separate things that you can use. So, for example, your inner creativity is not about focus. Creativity is letting all these ideas come. If you sit in a room and let all the ideas come, maybe do a brain dump and put everything on the paper, and it doesn't matter if it's in order. It doesn't matter if it makes any sense, right? And then you can turn that brain off. Bring in the inner critic to analyze, prioritize, create a strategy, and put things in order, put things on the calendar. So if you kind of make them clash like this, that's what causes us to go around in circles. I do it all the time. Trust me, I'm the poster child of everything happening. But if you can separate them, give yourself time to just daydream. or create or do whatever. Don't try to cut that part of yourself off. Give it time. And from that you might have to call a friend for the one you need help with. I might have to say, hey, Cheryl, can you help me put this in some kind of, I might have to call Madeline. Can you help me put this. So sometimes we'll sit and think something is wrong with us when all we have to do is take some tiny steps, separate, give each of them time. Because if you want your kids to go to sleep, what do? You either bring them to the park, let them run around, or you put them in the car, drive them around. Movement, honey, movement. And they'll naturally fall asleep. So the thing is, let that creative part of yourself just go, run. Let everything come out. And that way it's out of your brain, it's onto some paper, and it's organized, and then it's in your schedule. You don't have to think about it anymore, right? Yeah. So I thought that was great that she's saying for you to give yourself some space, give all pieces of yourself some space. And the social media is an important one, and I love that we're all here together, but put yourself on a schedule. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm going to social media free time for X amount of time, but then I've got time to work, to plan, to create. Because there was another young lady on social media who said that. She says, create before you consume. Wow. Because if you're over consuming and overstimulated, you don't know what you want to do, because you see it's like, oh, look what Cheryl is doing. Look what Madeline is doing. Look what Kathy's doing. You're looking what everybody else is doing. Where are you at? Do you really know? Are you sitting and letting spirit speak to you and sticking to the plan?
Right.
So
with that, Nikki, even with that, a lot of times I've coached a lot of people, and especially I have a program called Fit for the Future, where I have young, amazing women that are in my program. These girls are between the ages of 25 and 30, let's say 25 and 30. And a lot of times they, some of them are seeking to find what they want next. And one of the things that I often tell them is that your gifts are already there. And what you want to do, what you're passionate about is already there. It's your ability to do just what you just said. Sit down, be still for a minute, and find what do you love to do that you don't have to think twice about. And before I go on, I just want to say to the audience again, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And hopefully you're gaining some insight and knowledge on how you can live a more fulfilled life for yourself. But I want to say this is not meant to be a monologue. This is meant to be a dialogue. So chime in if you have questions for Nikki. If you're struggling with something and you really want an anecdotal way of how to approach it, this is your appropriate time to do that. We are a community, and we're here to uplift and inspire and educate. And the only way we can do that is when we get information back and forth. We can tell you a lot of things, and it may be in alignment with where you are, and it may not. So help us help you on this life's journey that we're on. And just going back, Nikki, to what you're saying, I love every bit of this conversation, because before we can do anything in life, we've got to work on self. And our power is in self. And I even posted something about that today. It's about faith is the ability to see again with your spiritual eye. Because if you could see it here, then, and if you could believe it in your spirit, then you can manifest it. That's not made up. That's not hocus pocus. That's some real reality stuff for you. But you got to sit down and really understand the power in it. I think we sometimes try to make things very complex, and they don't have to be.
It's not. None of it is. None of it is. None of it is. It's like talking yourself into things. And, you didn't really even need the talk. You could just get in action.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, not even sometimes, many times, it's like that help, that, that coach, that mentor that can help you and put some structure into some things, or whatever area you need help in. Again, Madeline has been great. I've been working with her on some things, and there's been some experiences with other coaches where it's like, hey, we're going to work together for this amount of time, and we're going to talk for an hour, and you're kikiing for an hour. But Miss Madeline here, look, did you do what I asked you to do? Where is it? Tell me what it is. And then it's like, hey, Do this, do this, do this. I'll see you next week. She expects you to be in action. And I love Virgos can see straight through me because I will kiki and be on the moon and be talking about astrology all day. And that's great, but I don't know how to cut it off. So I always need help for somebody to say, listen, let's come back. She tells me, look, okay, that's great. Come back to what you said you wanted. So because just that quick, I've talked myself onto the moon and she'll say, Nikki, come back. So that's somebody guiding you back to the present moment, guiding you back to the goal and the vision, guiding you back to the plan we said we were going to stick with. So I know it's hard for me and it's easy for her. So this is why I need her to help me. You know what I mean? So I always say you need a tribe for every goal. If you have, a fitness goal, where's your tribe at? Where's your tribe? Where are the people you're going to hang around that are already doing the healthy this and the healthy that, and they're moving and shaking? That's going to rub off on you. You can't think your way into these things. You've got to move into them. So find that tribe. Oh, so Madeline has a question.
Madeline has a question. She says, Nikki, how much time should one set aside to start a yoga practice?
Let me dissect this question a little bit. How much time should one set aside? How about when you wake up in the morning? And let's get clear on what a yoga practice is. We learned when I was training to get certified in yoga that if you take one very deep intentional breath a day, that's your practice, right? Mm-hmm. So I think how much time depends. If you can focus on something for 5 minutes, that's better than sitting around for an hour and not getting anything done. Think about when, because I know for me, the morning time is absolutely magical. Sometimes there are people who stay up all night. I want it to be at night. When are you going to do it? Start thinking about those things. When am I going to do it? And I'm going to bake in like the motivation to do it. If you say, hey, I'm going to do it first thing in the morning, either sleep in your workout or yoga clothes, or have them laid out on the bed or laid out on the chair. So when your feet hit the floor, it's time to go, right? How much is absolutely totally up to you. Now, to me, 15, 20 minutes every day is great, right? But some people like to go hard and go longer than that. Sometimes you're going to work up to it. It's like, let me just sit and breathe. Because sitting and breathing is, that's the mental shift right there. Let me see, because if you're all over the place, sitting and breathing for 5 minutes is, that's a real big start.
I have found, Nikki, that when I am disciplined and I am dedicated, that I set my alarm because I'm up at 4:00 in the morning. I go work out every morning, 6 days a week. And I have to be at the gym. I have to be at the gym at 5 and sometimes 5:30 on certain days. But when I'm disciplined and I set the alarm like it is a job, and I set it for 4 a.m. every morning, and I get out of my bed, go to an area that I created in my house, light a candle, do my Santo or my sage, and get whatever. I have a lot of crystals. I got one. I keep it near me. This is one of the crystals that I use. That I use as a pyramid. I have lots of them. But my life and my day first. And it culminates to consistently doing it in my life. It really does transform. And when I don't do it, it's almost as though I'm missing something, like brushing my teeth.
I love it. But you've made it an automatic thing in your day.
Right.
You've made it automatic. There's another great book, 5-Second Rule by Mel Gibson. And what I want to do, Cheryl, because we know that you're like Miss Fine of the Bay Area.
About boo, what you say?
Literally like the finest sister in the whole Bay Area.
But so are you, Queen. Yes.
But I want to help the person who's saying I need to get to that point where I'm getting up and it's an automatic thing.
Gotcha.
I want to help that person. So 5-second rule goes like this. And it's the science behind it is you will talk yourself out of anything in 5 seconds. That's what your brain is there for, to keep you safe, right? So you should count backwards from 5 and make the agreement that at 1 you start moving. Don't think no more. Start moving. So if you want to get up and you want to do the Cheryl Grant and say, hey, I'm going to get up, I'm going to work out. If you're sitting in the bed, do not hit the snooze button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing those feet to the floor, honey. Get up and start moving. And celebrate yourself for every little piece that okay, well, I got out of the bed this morning. I sat down on the yoga mat this morning. I took a deep breath. Keep pushing and keep celebrating, because you're pulling that new identity out of yourself. You know what I mean? It's so important that, again, that I discuss the layers and the pieces with women, because sometimes it might be a struggle that we've struggled with for a really long time. Wait a minute, how do you get out of the bed and work out in your house? You know what I mean? It can be a struggle in your head.
And I thank you, Nikki, and that's why I love having you on here. And the camaraderie is so pure and good, is because not everybody, they're not where I am at like the 4 o'clock. And I'm not always, I'm pretty diligent with it, but I do have my days where I fall off too. Even the working out, even the eating good, all the above. I'm a human being. And so I do have those times.
Yeah. And we got to cheat a little bit. I'm going to tell you the thing that makes me get up out of the bed. I like to be up when it's still dark too. So you somewhere working, I'm somewhere getting myself, I love it. So that's part of it, is that I love being up early. So I set my alarm, and I know that if I get up and I make myself that delicious almond milk latte, I know that it gets me out of bed. And you should drink tea. Listen, coffee works for me for this particular reason. I will get out of the bed to fix that delicious cup of coffee. And then I'll go sit in my space. I'll do a spiritual reading. I'll light my candle, my incense, and I'll do some, reading, and I'll let myself wake up. And then I do my yoga or whatever. Sometimes it's like I have to set a timer. It's like, okay, we can sit here and circle for a minute, but hey, at 6 o'clock or whatever, let's get up and let's get moving. So build in something that you really love. If you want to get out of the bed in the morning, put something in there. For me, if you got small kids, listen, that's the only time you're going to get to yourself. A lot of parents. So that could be a motive, because I've been doing it since my daughter was very young. Look, get up out of the bed before those things wake up so you can have some time to yourself. Find something in there that will motivate you to start moving and create some time. It could be in the morning or it could be at night. But carve out space for you if you're a mom and a wife and you work and you do all the, you want to be gentle and loving to yourself, but you also want to keep pushing to create that time and space to get to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're working and doing things for everybody else every day, you have to have that time where it's just you and your thoughts.
One of the things that I started this practice, especially my working out practice, even like you, Nikki, when my children were really, really, really young. Mm-hmm. There's levels to all of this that we do, right? There's levels to it. But one of the things that I can tell you with a meditation practice, as well as with a workout regimen, is it can change your life in ways that I can't speak to you, but I can tell you that it can change your life. And for me, even with eating healthy and doing the competition, it was at levels that I had never gone to before, because it's like you have to monitor everything that goes in your mouth. You can't eat at a restaurant. It's just impossible because you don't know what they're cooking with.
Right.
So everything needs to be at home, or you take your food to the restaurant with your girlfriends when you go. So it's a whole different level. But the one thing I want to just encourage people today is what Nikki is saying. Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Make it you are important and you are worthy. And there's an article that came out on CNN today that said people are burnt out, and really women at a higher percentage.
Yes.
Just totally burnt out. And a lot of that is because we have this belief, some call it the imposter syndrome, trying to be all things to all people.
Yeah.
The one thing that we got to realize is that in order for you to give, you have to have something to give. And that means you got to take care of yourself, and not just the aesthetics, the eyeglass, the makeup, the hair. I mean, take care of your mental state of being.
Absolutely.
Meditation that's what it is. And even working out, you're taking care of your body. And especially as we get older, we talked earlier about our ages, and people say, Cheryl, how do you do it? Because I have to balance. And if you want to get there and you want to do it in a way that is supporting you, then you do have to take those baby steps. But you are your best asset. Take care of you.
I love it. I love it. And the other thing is, I see the comment from Kathy. She says, I started out with 30 minutes. Before I knew it, I was doing 60. I love to do it at lunchtime. So the thing is,
Yes,
I forgot where I read this one, but they say if you can talk yourself into just doing a little bit,
right.
you can just get to the spot. There's another young lady that was in the comments one day, and she said, all I have in my head is downward dog. If I get on my back and get into downward dog, I know that I'm going to start moving into other poses. So, if there's somebody who's saying, hey, I want to start a yoga practice, hey, get on the mat, breathe, get into downward dog and breathe. And there's no excuses nowadays because we have access to everything. YouTube is a great resource. Of course, we're going to be live on YouTube this Sunday, but just in general, there are some great sisters on YouTube, yoga, weight training. And that's like my magic sweet spot, yoga and weight training. If I want to really get everything into, fine status. But there's so much. Start out slow.
Exactly.
So, okay. Yeah, you can just say it's just 5 minutes. It's just 5 minutes. It's just 10 deep breaths. If you know in your brain that, hey, all I have to do is this, and you do that thing, then you can start climbing into more. I really just feel so good. And then you'll see it's positive. It feels just like you're saying, you work out, everything starts to regulate in your body and in your brain.
And in your environment. It's inside out, not outside in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we make it harder than it has to be. Let's let go of the struggle, ladies. Let's let go of the struggle.
Let go of the struggle.
Yeah, the struggle don't even want you anymore. You're holding on to the struggle. Let the struggle go. And just do the thing. Just do the thing. And doing the thing is not, again, that's not the scary part. This crazy stuff in your head is the scary part.
I want to ask right now, I want you to type a 1 in the comments if this is resonating with you. We have a lot of eyes here. I just want you to write a 1 in the comments if this is registering for you. Because it's really important that the content we're giving you is what you need to feed your soul. That's the whole reason and purpose that I'm here. I have no other purpose than to inspire and uplift you. So I just want to hear from you. Thank you, Juana. Thank you. I appreciate you for sharing that. So Nikki, the one thing I love about this platform is because we truly do get to have open dialogue and really talk about the truths of our I don't want to use the word struggle because we didn't let the struggle go. Thank you for
right
with us at this one. We're gonna let the struggle go. You have resources available to you, but one of the things I was saying is that time flies. Like we get an hour, and I could just use so much. I want to pull so much out of you. I want to talk about your work in transforming the community. You do that. Nikki, you do that. Do you care to share with us how you're doing that? Because you have created this thing, and I'd love to hear.
Well, there's a whole lot of things that I've done. And the great thing about technology is that, hey, you can just access the thing. I have a great ebook.
Congratulations.
The Soul Power 14-Day Mind Shift Journal. So it's easy peasy. If you purchase it, then you can just you can download it and print it and start writing in it. And if you say, hey, I want to go a little bit more, you can just print it again and keep writing. It's really a self-love daily is what it is, because there are certain things that get activated in your spirit and in your mind when you write it down. Sometimes you write things you didn't know it was in there till you put the pen to the paper. So I love that we're in virtual space right now. That we're having this conversation in virtual space, that we can do an entire ritual together on Sunday in virtual space, that you can access, digital courses and experiences and ebooks. So that's one, the ebook. If you want to start a yoga practice, I do have my Soul Yoga. It was on DVD, and now you can access it online. You can just follow me on Instagram. There's a link in my bio to all of the above. And again, I like to offer transformative spaces for women. This is easy access. If you've got internet, if you've got a smartphone, you have everything that you need. We don't want to get overwhelmed by social media, but we want to open the door to receive in an accessible way as well. So, I'm going to put this on my schedule, and I'm going to make time for this particular thing this week, not 10 million things, just this one thing. So I love the feedback that I get about, all of the soul power digital products. So it's when you say community, our communities are global nowadays.
Right.
So it's there. It's right there. It's a click. It's a click you can access. You can be a part of it. And if you're saying, well, Nikki, I don't know. Hey, listen, come through Sunday for the I Am ritual. And we're going to use movement and meditation as a tool to bring about the changes, the new reality, the new self-image. So you can see yourself as it. You can put it on your vision board all you want. And if you're not moving and you're not seeing yourself finishing, if you don't see yourself at the finish line, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? So it's, again, we can allow this transformation and we can nourish it. So, I feel that, that's my work. It's there, but also like anytime that I go somewhere or speak, or if I'm on the radio, energetically, that's what I'm doing at all times,
Nikki, you have done a great job in truly identifying what I have set up being fit. Faith, you've talked about that. Intuition, talked about that.
I love that, girl. I love it.
Not getting it done. I want to ask you the question, how can we support you?
Come through Sunday. Come through Sunday and be a part of the I Am ritual. And I do have something coming up a little bit later that I'm working on. Probably I'm overthinking it. I'm just putting it out there. But I have something for people who want to be comfortable doing what we're doing right now. And using the platforms like all these, I know people say, oh my God, how do you do the thing when you're side by side? There are great tech tools out there. So you don't have to be a tech person. I can show you how to do these things like what we're doing right now. I know that there's some ladies who are watching and they're saying, hey, I want to do this for my business. I want to do this for, I want to have like a whole shopping network for my products. I can put the power in your hands to create your own show, your own live stream, and also media training so that you're comfortable in front of the camera. So that is something that is coming soon. If you follow me or get on my email list, I will send you information when the time comes. I got some great.
It's so powerful, you guys, because these tools really, some of them are a little bit more friendlier than others, and to navigate through them, you need some help. So
yeah.
This is so huge. If I had Nikki, I wish I had you. Plus, I just told you about a few things that I'm still trying to work through that I could definitely use your
right.
No, but because it's not easy. And I'm grateful to have had a team. I have some amazing, talented sons that they have to do what their mama asked them to do. No, they don't, and they don't. But they are really passionate about the work that I'm doing too. And so
that's so great.
They are the brand behind me. They really are. They tell me like you said, you have the person that pushes you, Elroy, or my sons are there. They're always challenging me to be greater and to be better. And I want to say, please do support Nikki. Now, Nikki, I have a question for you. I don't want you to answer it right now because I'm going to be making some announcements. I want you to think. And the question I want to ask, if you had to leave one piece of advice, what would that be to this audience? But before I do that, I want to say to you, the audience, thank you again for this amazing experience. And thank you for tapping in, because this is truly for you. This is why I do this. And I want you to be empowered. Nikki does what she does because she wants you to be empowered. She wants you to learn through the things that she's gone through so that you don't have to. And when we come together in community, we can do everything. Let us be a hand to each other. Let us be a resource to each other, that everything doesn't necessarily have to come at a cost. This is free. This platform is free. Everything I do is not going to be free. We have some great projects coming. They're not going to be free because I have to make a living too. I have to pay my, yeah.
Absolutely.
And we all do. So that's where we are. But when we are bringing these to you, I just tell you, take advantage of them. And then I also want to say next week, we're going to be having on the platform Janae Johnson talking about mindful movement.
Oh, I love her. I love her. I do know her. She is a wonderful sister. Oh,
yeah, we're going to have her on next week. So continuing this dialogue, I also want to let you know that for those of you who are interested, I have a platform that I'm about to bring to you. It's a fitness platform. You don't have to do the level of fitness training that I do, because I do almost 2 hours a day. And everybody's not, they don't want to do that. And I get it.
No, Cheryl.
But because I do an hour cardio. I do an hour cardio, then I do lift weights for an hour. So that's why it extends to 2 hours. But I want to say to you, I want to invite you to join me on the challenge. It's going to be a free challenge. It's going to be a 21-day challenge, but I'm going to give you everything that you need. You'll have daily motivations. You'll be able to tap in to daily nutritional plans. There's so much that I'm offering you. All you have to do is sign up for the 21-day challenge. And I'm telling you, you're in for a treat. So I just want to encourage you to stay tuned for that. I really want to encourage you to please do chime into Nikki's class on Sunday. This is going to be a blessing. Nikki, I'm going to mark my calendar so that I can be there. But she's offering you, now this is the YouTube, because when I tried to copy it from my phone, it came across as the YouTube channel. That may be a little hard, but it's in the notes. So if you guys want to look at the notes, chat notes, you can definitely take advantage of that. And also you can find out about it on Nikki's, on any of her social media platforms. So right now, everything to contact Nikki is at Nikki Thomas TV. All social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, at Nikki Thomas.
Nikki Thomas TV. So all across the social media galaxy, there's where you can reach me. I am here on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere. Thank you so much, Wanda. She says, I love her soul yoga. I love it.
I can't wait to do it. I need it in my life, Nikki. I can't wait to support you. I have just off stream. I just want y'all to know she's definitely interested in listening to me, but I really want to collaborate with Nikki, because I think that there's so much work that we could do together. And it's all about creating that space for you. Creating that space for you. And
I love it. I love it.
That.
I love it.
Oh, Nikki, I asked you a question. We're now at the hour. I want to give it to him. So what is it? And take your time.
Ooh, tell me the question again, sis. You said, what's the one piece of advice? One piece of advice.
To share with this audience. What would that be?
You know, that one piece of advice is to keep digging and keep reinventing yourself. Keep pushing yourself to the next level. It's never over. It's never over. It's all a process for all of us. And, see how far you can go. Surround yourself with the right people and set those goals, set them, stretch a little bit. It's a wonderful journey that we're on. We're highly blessed. So I would just say keep digging and then keep coming back to the present moment. That's your source and your power right there. And just keep building and pushing. Just keep building and pushing. Oh, you type fast, Cheryl.
Girl, I was trying. And I was trying to make it work because I like these long nails.
Right. I love it. This has been so awesome.
No, this is more than awesome. And Nikki, you are amazing. You are a gift to all who know you. And I want to say the same to you, because a lot of times when people see us, they think that we got it together and that we don't ever have problems. And that
I'm telling you, there's plenty going on right this second. I don't know if you were at the beginning of the live stream today. I almost canceled the live stream today because it's like a high anxiety time and there's plenty of thoughts going on in my life right now. So when I say keep digging, that's exactly what I meant. It's like there's plenty going on in the world for everybody. Um, but the words that you have given us, the faith, the intuition, the tenacity, that's what's going to see you through any and all of the above. Faith, we could worry and think, well, wait a minute, where's my faith? One day I had to shake myself and said, Nikki, where is your faith? You put it out there in the universe, and do you not think it's not coming to you as you've requested it? So we have to keep reminding ourselves of the truth of who we are and who the source of all good things.
And so what you said today, Nikki, along with that, is being careful what we speak. People live and die by the tongue. So you can say that you believe in a thing, and 2 seconds later, if you doubt it, you just canceled it out. So be very careful of what you're speaking about yourself or others. Because
Right.
you're projecting that words have power.
Yeah.
Words have power.
I am. Fill in that blank.
Right. Today you said it so beautiful, and I loved you when you said, I loved you anyway, but I loved you. But I am experiencing ... You didn't say
experiencing anxiety. I'm not anxiety. I'm experiencing anxiety. It's a temporary situation. I'm going to use my tools. I'm going to sit there and give myself a moment. It's going to pass. What and who I really am, that's going to stay stable. So I am is so powerful. And, when you add the movement and meditation on top of it, it becomes 10 times more powerful. That's where the I am ritual idea came from. So if you're trying to upgrade, up level, power up again, Sunday is free, it's live, it's online, no excuses. 9 a.m. Pacific time. I hope to see everybody there.
9 a.m. Nikki, we will be there. We'll continue to support you and follow you. Follow her on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. My goal, we're close to 10,000 followers. My goal is to reach over that. My goal is to reach 50 million women this year. I can't do that by myself. I need some help. And the community. And when one wins, we all win. There's no crab in the barrel mentality here. When one wins, we all win. I'm not in competition with anybody except for being the best version of myself. And I'm not even in competition with that. It's an evolution of evolving and becoming and allowing myself to do that. I want to thank you, Queen Nikki Thomas. You guys, wherever you are.
Queen Cheryl. Thank you so much, sis.
I love you from the bottom of my heart. Don't you hang up. You hang on. Everybody else, God bless. Take care. I hope this has been a blessing. Tune in next week, next Thursday. We're here every Thursday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Unless my guests are on the East Coast, then sometimes I will adjust it just to accommodate them. But God bless. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.